In Woody's World today, sponsored by Shanahan Steakhouse, I want to talk about an issue that's been on my mind for the last 10, 15 seconds. and the question is, and it's come up, I think it was Jimmy Kimmel, one of the late night shows, and you can read it in the Denver Post today, said, you cheaters never win. But if you cheat, you might end up as the MVP of the Super Bowl and with one of the most beautiful women in the world. And I guess it's a question that continues to haunt all of us. We've gone through steroids, we've gone through changes in the ball that we're talking about, we've gone through with Spygate, we've gone through cheating in every sport from the Tour de France to the Boston Marathon. And you go, who could have cheated in the Boston Marathon? Well, there was a lady named Rosie Ruiz who started the race and finished first. There was only one problem. They discovered that she had gotten on a subway halfway through the race and showed up and threw some water on herself and acted like she was tired and won the Boston Marathon, if you don't remember that. So what do you tell kids? Do you tell them to cheat? Is it like golf, where you call penalties on yourself and you don't cheat, even though, having been around the game of golf for 40 years, that there have been cheaters in golf? And the players actually know who they are. They've been with them, and there have been questions, and there was even a fight a couple of weeks ago over whether or not there was a legal drop. Tennis, we all know that players try to get an edge by saying that a ball is out, and they'll point to maybe an old ball mark on a clay court. There's not one sport in which there haven't been cheaters or people who are trying to get an edge and cheat. I've decided it's the American way. And you go, how could it be the American way? Well, it's also the Chinese way. The Chinese had swimmers in gymnastics, and they cheated by the drugs they use. I remember East Germany and how they cheated by giving their young athletes illegal drugs. We've seen it in the Olympics for years and years. I think you could probably go back thousands of years and go to the original Olympics, and there were probably people who were cheating in some way. We think about it in track and field, and you go, well, there's the performing-enhancing drugs. There are guys that try to get an edge, and they will be called back and have to start the race over, and if you false start twice, you're out of the race. So it permeates through society. I've talked about it on the show before, that people cheat on their income taxes. People cheat on the roads every day. I don't know that there's anybody among us that doesn't go 10, 12 miles over the speed limit. You don't?
I do.
Yeah, I think everybody
Often.
does. And then you get caught. And it's what I keep professing here, that people cheat all the time. They might cheat by... I've seen people, when I worked in a clothing store when I was in high school, they would take a tag off one shirt and put it on another and say, oh, that shirt's $4.99 as opposed to $8.99. We've seen college quarterbacks cheat. We've seen schools cheat by giving A's to players. It is the American way that people have always cheated. So what is the answer to it? I have no solution other than the fact that you're going to get caught if you cheat. And the thing you should probably do, as one president found out, two presidents actually that we've had over the last 25, 35 years, is admit you were wrong and that you cheated or that you did something that was wrong, and take your punishment and move on. We are, as Les points out all the time, we are a forgiving society. And if people apologize and say, yes, I cheated. I really believe that Tom Brady wouldn't have to worry about anything if he'd come out before the Super Bowl and said, yeah, I wanted deflated balls, and so as a result of that, I told two clubhouse attendants, ball boys, to bring it down to the level. It's like you going 10 miles or 11 miles over the speed limit. You think you can go 10 miles over and get away with it. Well, there are places where they have zero tolerance, and they'll arrest you, and you go, I was only doing 8 miles over the speed limit. And they go, well, there is a posted speed limit for a reason. But if Tom Brady had come out and said, yes, I made a mistake, his legacy wouldn't have that smudge on it that it's probably always going to have, because he is the face of the game. He is probably the best quarterback in the history of the league. And if he had just come clean, none of this would have happened. But that's what I've told young people when I speak to them. Admit you're wrong. Take your responsibility, and people tend to move on in life. So we go back to Rosie Ruiz, and I hope some point all of you sort of look on the internet and see what she did. She got on a subway to run the Boston Marathon, and she got caught, and she got what she deserved. And we all get what we deserve when we cheat in sports, when we cheat in life, when we just cheat. I'm Woody Paige, and that's my opinion. Shanahan Steakhouse has been selected by the public as the best restaurant in Denver and is OpenTable's 2015 Diner's Choice winner. You will not be discouraged. You will not be cheated with your dinner, because it is, in our opinion, the best steakhouse in town, the best restaurant in town. So join us, and once you go there, you'll agree with us. ShanahanSteakhouse.com. That's the way you make a reservation.